Second time I'm doing this because I screwed up the first one. I don't even know what I did. I did the whole thing, and I don't know where it disappeared. I don't know. I don't know what I did. I hit a button and it disappeared. I don't know. Anyway, it's October in Jersey and it's cold, and my wife keeps dragging me outside to see the Halloween decorations because we got permanent lights put in. So she likes to play with the lights and she wants to show me how my money was spent, apparently. So I have to go outside and pretend like I give a shit. If you want to see what it looks like, go on my Instagram. Serious and Silliness on Instagram. I put pictures up, or she gave me the pictures to put up. Whatever. Anyway, Charles Griffen wins the Legion Sports Fest. Thank God. Because I wanted him to win. Because, there are things that, there are guys I root for, and then there are guys I'm reasonable about, right? So Charles, I was rooting for. He's been on my show several times, I think 3 times. Actually, twice on my channel. Once when I was on that other fucking shitty channel. I think it was called Muscular Development. But anyway, he looked phenomenal. He looked amazing. The improvements he made, chiseled to the bone, and he won the show with a torn pec. And he still deserved the victory with the torn pec. There's other ones that I'm a little questionable about. We'll go through it. But let's go through it. Okay, we're going to go to Fernando's page. And here you go, Charles Griffen. That vacuum he does makes his physique look so much better because at the beginning of his pro career, he wouldn't do a vacuum. He would do a crunch, and he would see his abs. And then he transitioned over to this, and it just looks so much better on his physique. But let's see. Where is he? There he is. Okay. All right. Look at his legs. I mean, look how far up the separation in his quads go. It goes all the way up to his hip. That, to me, that's the most impressive thing about him. I don't think I've seen separation in any other pro bodybuilder like that. I mean, it's all the way up to his posing trunks. It's unbelievable. Then you could see here the pec tear, but doesn't matter because the rest of the package he brought was better than everybody else anyway. You can see he's kind of where he could hide it, he hides it, because normally in this pose he has so much thickness and density that he would turn a little bit to show off, but he's not because he knows he's got to hide that. But he still takes this shot because his legs look fantastic, his shoulders, his other pec is very full, and his traps and his biceps and triceps are balanced. The guy looked phenomenal. His rear double bi is impressive. It's not the prettiest, but it's so impressive because it's so detailed and grainy and hard and vascular. And then when you look down, you look at his hamstrings. His hamstrings, I said this before, if anybody is a tradesman or an electrician, they look like 500 MCM cables. Those are the big cables that you would need in a big commercial building. That's what that looks like running through his hamstrings. It's unbelievable. Look at the peaks on his biceps and his front shoulder going back. Now, is his back the prettiest? No, but it's so chiseled, and the muscle fibers are so obvious. It just looks fantastic. Okay. His lat spread, same thing. Looks great. This is a good shot for him. This is a great shot for him because his tricep, and this picture actually doesn't do his tricep any justice because it's a little dark. His tricep is amazing. It just pops out. It's wow. It's just like this huge horseshoe. And he's got the shoulder that you see, and his traps are just unbelievable. And he has full chest, small waist, and the separation of his legs. I mean, this is his shot all day long. And then again, this crab shot is great on him because you could see the separation of his legs, and his traps are so massive that any other most muscular pose would not do him justice because you would not be able to see these traps. I mean, it doesn't even look like traps. It looks like something. It looks like he's put something on his back. It looks like he's got a person on his back, and the guy's hands are hanging up. I don't know. It just looks unbelievable. Anyway, the guy who came in second was John Jewett. For the longest time, I kept saying Josh Jewett for some reason. I don't know why. But I was happy he came in second because this is a guy who jumped from 212 to open. And in his first open show, he came in second, and he had tough competition. It wasn't like this was a crappy show with a crappy lineup. This was really tough time. Do it. This is a pretty good front double bi, but you can see his waist is a little bit thicker than normal, probably because he doesn't have to make weight and diet down to 212, but he still came in peeled. I mean, his quads look great. This front lat spread, decent, good enough to take second, put it that way. Really good side chest, right? Look, his hand, you could see the striations in his chest. His hamstring drop is good, and his shoulders, biceps, and triceps, really stand out. Really good shot for him. Rear double bi, decent, not the best rear double bi, but very symmetrically sound. Okay, you can see his adductors, his hamstrings, his glutes, his bicep peaks, his traps, right? But he needs obviously more thickness on his back. I don't know how old he is, but he will clearly work on that. I'm sure he knows about it. Abs and thigh, great shot. Great abs, great quads. There's another different pose on him. And he knows this pose looks great on him because you can see his obliques, and he's got like an 8-pack going here. I mean, so he knows this shot is really good. So he probably turned and tilted and did the 2 different types of abs and thigh shots. And here is his most muscular. His most muscular looks good on him because he has great shoulder width and small waist. He really, even though his waist is not as good as it was in 212, he's controlling it, and his abs is still there. It's just the fact that he's not dieting down so hard that his waist is just a little thicker, a little bit more bloated, if you will, and he's just controlling it. And when he does crunch down those abs, you can clearly see them. Now, number 3. All right. Number 3 was Justin Rodriguez. I'm just not much. I don't know what goes on in Justin's life. I have no idea. I mean, everything could be cool. And this is just, he's like, hey, this is me as a bodybuilder. But Justin is one of those guys I look at and go, you have all the potential in the world. And if you just put 10% more effort into it, you could have won the show. I mean, look at his frame. Look at his symmetry. It's fantastic. His X frame is fantastic. But you could clearly see he's not dialed in all the way. He doesn't have the great separation in his quads like Jewett and Griffen did. He doesn't have, he looks like he has a layer of water over him. You can't see his abs really clear. And if you keep going, you'll see what I mean, and this shot doesn't do him any justice because he has very weak triceps. So his arms aren't balanced. And you could see there's not much separation from chest and shoulders. And he's obviously holding a layer of water. And see, and this, this shot clearly shows how bad his triceps. I mean, his triceps almost look like they're not even there. I don't know. It almost looks like he's atrophy, I don't know if it's nerve damage or if it's always been like that. I have no idea. And then you go to his rear double bi, and it's like, okay, you could clearly see he's holding water. He's not dialed in his hamstrings and his glutes. And the thing is, he has such great V taper and X frame, but it's just not dialed in. You can clearly see he's not dialed in. He just didn't want to put in the extra work for whatever fucking reason. I don't know. That's why I'm not really high on Justin Rodriguez, because it's like if you came in 5% better, you could have won the whole thing. And you didn't do any other shows this year. You did no other shows this year. This was the last one before the Olympia until they did the Italy one. But this was the last one from the Olympia. So I got to imagine your game plan was to win this, go right to the Olympia. But you didn't do enough to win. I don't know. What do I know? Number 4 was Vitor Boff. Now, Vitor Boff, we did not have a shot of Vitor Boff, but we will. I'm going to go to Milos because Milos trains Vitor, and show you a little video of Vitor. Okay. Now, this is him, obviously, and he looks good. It looks good. I mean, I think he could have beat Justin. I mean, if you put him in 3rd and Justin in 4th, I would have had no problem with that. This guy did his homework. His conditioning is good. It's not Charles Griffen conditioning, but it's a good showing. When he turns around, you'll see that his rear double by is good. Again, not great. It needs improvement, but I think he clearly could have made a case for number 3. I don't know why Justin is third, and this guy is 4th. I don't know. Okay, and then we go to Maxx Charles, and this is another guy. Maxx Charles is another guy that just listen. It's very late. Okay, it's like midnight over here. There's a 3-hour difference between the Legion, because I think it was in Reno and I'm in Jersey. So it's very late and I'm doing this. And I'm not pulling any punches. Okay. Maxx Charles is like Hillary Clinton. He just doesn't go away. Every show, he gets worse and worse and worse. Now, from the waist up, Maxx Charles looks great. He doesn't have the separation in his legs like he used to. He doesn't have the size in his legs. I mean, he didn't never have great legs, but he used to come in peeled enough where his legs were so separated that it wasn't an eyesore. Like, and then when you look at his rear shots, you see his legs look smooth. You know, when you look at his rear shots, it looks horrible. Sorry, it looks horrible. The whole thing looks horrible. He's holding some water. He looks like an aged bodybuilder at this point. So either somebody tell him to retire or go into the Masters division, because you're going to keep going in the open and you're going to keep banging your head against the wall, because this is not a physique that you can improve anymore. This is an aged bodybuilder. He came in second in the Masters Olympia. That should tell you that he's an aged bodybuilder. Okay. It is what it is. It's my opinion. I mean, listen, whatever. You can make an argument with me, say comments in the comment section, tell me I'm crazy and Maxx Charles is the greatest thing since sliced bread, but whatever. He just, he's another guy that I'm like, okay, I don't know. But here's the thing, right? Like Lewis Breed was supposed to do the show, and Lewis Breed says in his Instagram that he was overlooked. We'll go to his Instagram before but I want to hit on what's his name? I want to hit on William Martins. William Martins is a Brazilian bodybuilder who has all the tools in the world. He's been on my show once. He speaks Portuguese because he's from Brazil, and I actually had a friend. I had to have a friend translate. Except I believe he works with Chad Nichols. I had made a mistake in the last one we talked about him. I said Milos, but yeah, I'm pretty sure he works with Chad Nichols. Here's the problem with William Martins. Look at that waist. That just throws everything off. I mean, it's a thick waist. You don't see any abs. I don't know if that is a problem that could be resolved. I don't know if that's a problem. I don't know if that could be resolved. Sometimes one shot is so bad. If your midsection is out of whack so bad, it's going to throw everything off. And then you're never going to break the top 5 in a show. And it's very sad if this can't be rectified, because the rest of his shots are good. I mean, this is a good rear double by. It's a great rear double by, but it's a good rear double by. Okay. That's a good lat spread, not a great lat spread. That is an excellent side chest, because all of his good qualities come across well on a side chest. His legs are enormous. You can see the difference between his hamstrings and his quads. His hamstring just hangs. His quad sweep is amazing. You can see how thick his chest and shoulders are. The separation in his bicep and tricep. I mean, the guy looks phenomenal in that shot. But that waist just kills him. Just kills him. Now, Lewis Breed. Okay. I don't know what happened, but Lewis Breed states that he was overlooked, and he cleared this was like about an hour before the show started, and I was kind of high on him. I thought he would do very well, but he states in his right here, I know you guys can hear it, but I'm basically going to tell you. He states in this Instagram post in the stories that he was overlooked. Says the judges were all new. They didn't know who he was. and it didn't go the way he wanted it to go, which is pretty disappointing because I do believe he's a good bodybuilder. And okay, so that's basically it. All right, yeah. I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, seriously, I mean, it's possible that they overlooked him. But then again, I didn't agree with Justin Rodriguez being in third place. I think Max Charles should have been in fifth. I mean, I don't know. Were they just picking the big names? I don't know. I don't know. But Charles definitely deserved the win. That was the best Charles Griffen package we have ever seen, even with the torn pec. And that's saying something. The guy looked phenomenal. He goes to the Olympia. I hope he does well. He's one of those bodybuilders that you just want to root for, because if you have a conversation with him and if you know his work ethic, he's such a likable guy, and he is a good dude, and his work ethic is next to none, and he's always looking to try and improve. And he's one of those guys that you just want to see him do well. So hopefully he does well at the Olympia. I'm glad he took this show, and then he's gonna go right into the Olympia. And you know he's the kind of guy that he's going to do whatever it takes to be the best he could possibly be at the Olympia. All right, guys. Till next time, listen, like, subscribe, share, show some love, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.